Fortuitously, humans have been fortunate in that the most prevalent marine mammal globally, recognized as the killer whale due to its substantial size akin to that of an American school bus, has historically exhibited a notable level of intelligence. This species, also referred to as orcas, has not previously demonstrated antagonistic conduct towards humans in their natural habitat. However, a shift has been observed since May 2020, marked by more than 500 documented instances of orcas interacting with boats, leading to the sinking of several vessels with occupants. This novel behavior prompts an essential query: the underlying reasons motivating these actions and their recent emergence. Could this potentially signify the onset of a conflict between orcas and humans? Prior to addressing these inquiries, a comprehensive comprehension of their actions towards watercraft is imperative, along with an exploration of the mechanisms facilitating such behavior. The occurrences of these incidents have their origins in the Straits of Gibraltar, a narrow expanse of water linking the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. A vital contextual element lies in the fact that this particular area stands as one of the most heavily traversed maritime routes worldwide, with an influx of more than 300 vessels transiting through this passage daily, equating to approximately 1 every 5 minutes. The substantial traffic volume presents a pertinent backdrop. While the underlying reasons will be explored subsequently, it is discernible that orcas have identified an issue with this maritime congestion, prompting their engagement in hostile actions toward the passing ships. Remarkably, their assaults exhibit a strategic aspect. They do not haphazardly collide with the vessel's hulls, but instead, they target the rudders directly, swiftly incapacitating the navigational capacities of the boats. Should their objective be to render the vessels non-functional, their approach is conspicuously effective, drawing a parallel to their strategy when engaging with sharks, where they solely consume the nutrient-rich liver, underlines their capacity for tactical discernment. This discussion, however, warrants a separate exploration. In 3 distinct instances, their attacks resulted in significant vessel impairment, culminating in the sinking of the boats. Despite the presence of multiple individuals aboard during each occurrence, all were successfully rescued. Notably, historical records do not document any instances of human fatalities caused by wild orchid encounters. At present, it is worth noting that these assaults exhibit considerable duration. In the most recent incident involving the vessel named Champagne, the attack endured for a span of 90 minutes. During this episode, a pair of orcas directed their attention towards the rudder, whereas another individual targeted the lateral aspect of the boat. Should there arise any uncertainty regarding the capability of orcas in terms of their size and strength to undertake such actions, a relevant excerpt from a preceding video that pertains to these marine creatures is illustrative. Orcas, also known as killer whales, attain considerable dimensions, with males capable of exceeding 9 meters in length and surpassing 10 tons in weight, an equivalence to the dimensions of an American school bus. The females, though slightly smaller, possess a streamlined hydrodynamic configuration, complemented by their robust physique, which contributes to a formidable swimming prowess. This potency is further demonstrated by their ranking as the second swiftest marine mammal globally. Notably, the Atlanta Orca Working Group has meticulously monitored 9 orcas responsible for orchestrating these attacks. Among them is an orca dubbed White Glades, whose formal name is Blanca, and she potentially holds pivotal insights. However, delving into these details will be deferred for a subsequent discussion. Presently, it remains noteworthy that all the orcas implicated in the boat incidents have been colloquially referred to as Glades. Of immediate significance is the phenomenon's expansion. Originating within the Strait of Gibraltar, reports have emerged of recent boat attacks near the northern coast of Scotland. The progression of this behavior raises inquiries about the transmission of knowledge among orcas and the mechanics driving its proliferation. Orcas possess a remarkable acumen that extends beyond common perceptions. Their capacity to learn is formidable. For instance, their initial pulsed vocalizations at birth bear minimal resemblance to those of their adult counterparts, yet with maturation, they refine their vocalizations. This exemplifies one facet of the intricate communication methods orcas employ among themselves, alongside their inventiveness in developing various collaborative strategies. Notably, orcas exhibit a multifaceted social organization. Their existence revolves around familial pods, with intermittent inter-pod interactions that are largely centered around mating activities. Upon reaching approximately 40 years of age and ceasing to give birth, the matriarch transitions into a leadership role within the pod. The subsequent phase of her life is devoted to sharing accumulated knowledge and expertise with her progeny, a vital aspect that bears relevance to the concluding segment of this presentation. Adding to the aforementioned facets, it is essential to highlight that orcas possess the second largest brain within the animal kingdom, surpassed solely by sperm whales. Weighing approximately 5.4 to 6.8 kilograms, their brain mass surpasses that of humans by a factor of about 5. This cognitive capacity underscores their capability for learning, intercommunication, and the formulation of innovative hunting methodologies, thus providing an explanation for the emergence and dissemination of this novel behavior. Transitioning to the underlying motivations, a fundamental inquiry arises. Is this conduct driven by playfulness or a quest for retribution? 4 principal theories are postulated, with the primary contention being that this newfound behavior is indicative of retaliatory intent. The previously mentioned orca, White Clades, emerges as a focal point in this context. Speculation centers around her potential entanglement in a fishing line or prior encounters with boat-related injuries, fostering negative associations. It follows that her actions, influenced by this trauma, have prompted the orchestration of boat attacks, subsequently transmitting this behavior to her pod. The second theory is somewhat more subdued, proposing a perspective that this entire series of events stems from mere playfulness. In essence, the orcas might be engaging in these actions as a form of recreational activity, with the likelihood that their interest will eventually wane. Historical precedent exists for such playful tendencies among orcas, exemplified by instances like adorning a deceased salmon as headwear. This incident, which took place in 1987 among a pod of southern resident orcas, showcased a comparable pattern. The behavior proliferated for several months before spontaneously diminishing. Ultimately, it is paramount to acknowledge that orcas, as the dominant inhabitants of the oceans, wield a profound influence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. And as always, share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.